Hi, I'm Cory, Weatherton, Director of Product Development here at Entegra Coach. And folks, today we're going to be looking at the 2026 Entegra Coach Accolade. Now this floor plan is the 37K we'll be going through. On the inside of the coach, if you love it, get down to the dealership, look at a 37K. If you don't love it, I can tell you have 3 floor plans for you to choose from, and I'm sure you'll find one that meets your needs. So today I want to talk about what makes the Entegra Coach Accolade the Accolade. First and foremost, we're starting off on the Freightliner S2RV chassis. It's a custom chassis. It has a 6.7 liter Cummins engine in it, as well as an Allison 3000 transmission. It's a 6-speed. So with that, you're getting 360 horsepower and then also 800 pound-feet of torque. Now, for a lot of you, this is going to be more than capable and adequate to do everything you need. Tow 12,000 pounds. We have a 12,000 pound hitch on back. Whether you're doing your side-by-sides, potentially flat towing a car or even on an aluminum trailer, it does have the horsepower and torque that you need. So it's a great chassis. On this coach, I want to point out that we do add the Easy Drive Premier ride and handling system. I'm not going to go over what those components are. Feel free to go to our website, go to our Entegra Coach Accolade page, and it lays out each of those components. Our goal at Entegra Coach is to be the quietest riding, best handling coach in each price point. So I can tell you there's other manufacturers that are building on this S2RV custom chassis by Freightliner, but I can tell you nobody else has the Easy Drive Premier on it. This is going to ride better than the competition. So we've covered the chassis. One thing we didn't cover is what's the fuel capacity? Great question. What's great about this S2RV chassis, it's a 100-gallon fuel tank, and it's between the rear frame rails. We were in the past utilizing the M2 chassis. That was a saddle tank up front. I believe it had 74 gallons with a transfer pump. Nice thing about this 100-gallon tank is it's single fill and it's between the frame rails, so you're not going to be sloshing back and forth and getting a lot of body roll with that. So a lot of capacity on this chassis. Now let's talk about the Accolade portion, because really that's what I love most about this chassis. What do we do that makes this thing so great? First of all, you're going to see our one-piece seamless fiberglass front cap with our automotive bonded window in the front. That is a very large window. We started doing that in product year 2017, and I can tell you that we install that window the same way our chassis manufacturers install their windshield. So about a 1/4-inch recess, 3/4-inch lip, put a brand of sealant around it that as it cures, it never fully hardens. So as this chassis goes down the road, it buffets a little because of the wind, because of driving conditions. That windshield flexes and floats a little bit, so you don't get cracks in it, you don't get water infiltration. Folks, it's the same thing with our front overhead window. Same sealant, it moves, it flexes, and as a result, you do not get water infiltration. I can tell you this one-piece fiberglass front cap we put on all of our Class Cs, starting with our Odyssey SE, which is the entry trim level, all the way up to the Accolade, and then above that, the Accolade XL. It's a very costly front cap. If it were not, everybody in the industry would be doing it from their base trim level all the way up to their Super Cs. We do it because we know it's the right thing to do. There's a horizontal seam where your sidewall meets your bunk platform, and with time that opens up water infiltration, it soaks into your walls, and before you know it, in your front overhead cab sleeping area, you'll have mold, mildew, or mushrooms. Well, at Entegra Coach, we don't want you to deal with that in any of our products, so everything we build Class C has a one-piece seamless fiberglass front cap. And this automotive bonded window, folks love it. There's a power shade on the inside, so if you're down south, you can block out the sun's heat, or also folks who are sleeping up there, if it's starting to get nighttime, it's not fully dark outside, go ahead and put that down, and it's a total blackout, and you'll be able to sleep adequately in there. As we continue back, you'll notice we do have side cameras. This coach does come equipped with both side and rear backup cameras. Our camera images are displayed on our 10.2-inch Sony infotainment system on the inside of this coach. The Sony infotainment system is a great system. It has a matte coating on the front of it, so it's anti-glare. You can tilt it left or right and even up and down. And so when you're driving, you do have adequate visibility with that. It's also Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. So even if you're not tethered, say somebody in the back is actually controlling the directions, it can Bluetooth up to the head unit, and you will have your directions on there while somebody's looking for the greatest new clothing that they want to buy on whatever platform they want to buy. I don't know. You can stream back there and connect up there. Entegra Coach exclusive, 2-year warranty plus a 3-year structural warranty. Everybody else building Super Cs today, major manufacturers, are only a 1-year limited warranty. Folks, that's a big deal to us because, as I mentioned earlier, whether it's an Odyssey SE or an Accolade, Accolade XL, we want you to know that we stand behind your investment. So we give you 2 complete camping seasons, warranty coverage on that. Everybody else is just gonna simply be 1 year. Is that number proprietary to us at Entegra Coach? It's not. Anybody could do it, but we're the only ones that do it top to bottom. Same with our one-piece seamless fiberglass front cap. The 3-year structural, that covers the sandwich of the structure. So what do I mean by sandwich? Our walls, our floors, our roofs, our rear walls, our slide outs, they're all vacuum bonded. So what that means is we lay down a sheet of fiberglass, we lay all the substructures in there, and then internal wall board. In between each of those, there's an adhesive that's water activated. We slide it into a vacuum press, 144 tons of pressure for 16 to 18 minutes, depending on what we're laminating. And then as a result, we get the structure of the motorhome. So the structural warranty covers those components on the inside. Now, after we laminate a wall, we will take the window cutouts and we will put them into a delaminator, and that will separate the wall. It'll take all the components apart in the wall. Our goal is to see the components shred and tear versus a clean separation. If it's a clean separation, the lamination process would not be considered acceptable, and the whole wall would be scrapped. Now, I can tell you at Entegra Coach, we have our own lamination facility, and so that idea of needing to scrap walls is really non-existent. Our lamination facility is temperature controlled, humidity controlled, so year round we have the exact same lamination process, because here in northern Indiana, summertime it's hot and humid, wintertime cold and dry. We want to make sure that the adhesive is properly mixed with the moisture needed, and then cures as it is vacuum bonded, and then after the fact as well. So with us, DLAM's not an issue. And then also, like I said, we're using all of our window cutouts to test. While we're on the window, I want to point out that I love these windows because on the exterior of that window shade, there's a foil lining. So it does reflect the sun's rays and heat, but then also on the inside of the coach, you'll be able to see we have a very residential look. Windows are framed out. Those are integrated shades. And so going down the road, you don't have clanging of roller shades, and absolutely beautiful on the inside. But I want to point out on the outside that these are foil lined. So it is helping keep the temperature on the inside of the coach the temperature you want it to be. Behind me, we do have an entertainment center. This entertainment center does have a 40-inch smart television accompanied by 2 JBL premium sound speakers. All of our customers, after 6 months of ownership, they get a survey in the mail. It's actually via email, so I guess that technically is mail. And they can answer what they love about the coach, and also some things that they would change. What we noticed a couple years ago was that customers were wanting just that premium audio experience. They wanted to be able to hear their music clearly. If they're watching a game out here, or potentially a NASCAR race, or Lawrence Welk, depending on what generation you are, they wanted to clearly hear what's going on the TV or even on their phone if they're streaming. So we changed to JBL Premium Audio, and we've got a lot of positive feedback from that. So that's going to be a nice addition for you. I know a lot of times these Super Cs are taken to races, games, etc., tailgating, hanging out, and so you do have a great audio experience here. As I mentioned, 40-inch smart TV accompanies it. Continuing back, I don't know if you can see, I'm sure we'll get some B-roll on it. We do have new paint schemes for this model year. So model year 2026, we have 6 different paint schemes. Now this is our pretty much I would call it our blackout paint scheme. It's not technically called that, but it is accompanied by Freightliner's blackout chassis. So Freightliner, we can spec in the chassis 2 different ways. we do spec it in two different ways. The first one is you're going to see chrome polished aluminum just as standard, but then we can option it as a blackout, which at that point our wheels are black, our mirrors are black, our grille is black, our air intakes are black, so it's a blackout. So a lot of folks are optioning in this darker paint scheme with that to give it a true blackout appearance. But I can tell you our other 5 paints pair beautifully with this blackout chassis. The key thing is that it pairs beautifully with this, but we also need to make them work for the chrome and polished aluminum. They work very well with that as well. So what you're seeing today is the optioned chassis and our darkest paint scheme that we have. So maybe you want something lighter. We do have lighter schemes that have whites, lighter grays, etc. in it, but this is absolutely beautiful. We've got a lot of positive feedback. Behind me, we do have massive pass-through storage. Now, what you're seeing here is a refrigerator / freezer cooler. This is an option. This is not standard on this coach. Some of you folks would never use this and you think, why would I waste my space on having that? Other you folks think that this is the best thing since sliced bread. It is a very nice option. When we first started optioning this on our Accolades, we had one of these at the Hershey show, which is in mid-September every year, and it was hot. The temperature was in the 90s. We went to the store, we got some warm water bottles. We turned this thermostat as low as it would go. I believe it's either 4 or -4 degrees, one of those two. And within an hour and a half, our water bottles were iced over. So they weren't completely frozen, but they were iced over. It works very nicely. So this is, when you option it, depending on what floor plan, it'll either go in this cargo bay or it will go in this cargo bay. Now you can notice as you're looking in here, these cargo bays are different than, say, what an Esteem would be, our Class C that's on the E450. These are pass-through up and down the coach as well as across the frame rail. We install these, we make these 100% the way we do our high-end diesel pushers here at Entegra Coach. So our Cornerstone, our Aspire, our Anthem, the exact same cargo bay that you'll find in here, you'll find on those upper end products. So it is plywood, we have Darko material underneath, we have carpet on the inside. The carpet's nice because it prevents things from sliding up and down, and it also keeps things in place. So a lot of storage, a lot of cargo carrying capacity on this Accolade coach. As we continue back the coach, we do have a 2/3 length awning here to cover your camp area. I just walked past the 30,000 BTU propane furnace. We have our black holding tank in this area, but still part of your pass-through storage. I could easily get some skis or even kayak paddles in this, fishing poles for sure. There is a lot of room on this coach. We do have a bedside slide on this 37K floor plan. This bedside slide is a Schwintek slide. At Entegra Coach, we are using Schwinteks on bed slides. I point that out because a lot of the industry will use a Schwintek slide on a full wall, a Schwintek slide mechanism on a full wall slide. We feel like that maxes out the capacity of the motor too much, and so we only use them on bed slides. Everywhere else, we're using power gear systems. Now, some of you may have a disdain towards this Schwintek bed slide. I can tell you that we are the only OE manufacturer that Schwintek comes in multiple times a month and audits our install. Compared to the industry standard, our failure rate on this slide system is exponentially lower than what it is the rest of the industry. And I say that because we are only using it on bed slides, small slides, and then also we get a regular audit from Schwintek. So very reliable system, power gear, very robust system. We're using that on all of our longer slide outs. Continuing back, I know a lot of you want to see, this is going to be our propane area. We do have a water tank behind this, I don't know what that's called, carpeted baggage area. This is a nice area to be able to put some tools in, some smaller items, potentially gym shoes. And then coming back, another bay. There again, we're hiding a tank. Why are we hiding tanks? Because folks, on our Accolades, they're all enclosed tanks. So being enclosed tanks, we are hiding it with this nice vanity cover. But that is going to be a difference between our Accolade and our other Class Cs, is that we have all enclosed tanks on the Accolade. So on this unit as well, you'll notice we moved a rotocast in this compartment. and then rotocast in this compartment. So muddy boots, wet beach clothes, etc. Perfect place for it. So this has been a look at the camp side of the Accolade. Let's go around the back side. Alrighty, so we're the back side of the coach now. Want to point out just a few items. Not a lot to show you here, but want to point some things out. We have a full rear cap on this Accolade. What's great about this rear cap, a couple things. One, it provides great aesthetics. As you look at it, absolutely beautiful rear cap. And secondly, a little bit extra insulation, both audible sound insulation and then also thermal insulation as well. So you're getting your acoustical insulation and also your thermal insulation on this. You're going to notice we have a third brake light on these coaches. Folks, with us, everything is a big deal when it comes to safety. So we want to make sure that we have adequate lighting behind us so that whoever's following is going to be able to see the brake lights as they flash on. So we're going to have a third brake light on everything we build. Overhead, you're going to notice that we have the small backup camera to be able to illuminate what's behind you. Great thing about that backup camera is it turns on when you put it in reverse, or on that Sony screen, I can swipe to the right and then also turn my camera on all the time. So if you are towing something, you'll be able to see what's behind you all the time, or maybe you're the type of person who really misses the interior rear view mirror, because rear view mirrors on these are pretty much non-existent. You can't see what's behind you. It functions as a digital rear view mirror. So that is great for that camera. Also, as I already mentioned, a 12,000 pound hitch receiver. We have both a 4 and a 7 pin connector there. Ladder going up to the roof. The roof, great question, what's on the roof? So this is a full one-piece fiberglass roof. It's a single sheet. It's crowned at 5 inches in the center. And then, like I said, full fiberglass, fully walkable. We don't put a weight rating on that, but fully walkable for sure. We encourage you multiple times a year to get up there and inspect your seals anywhere we cut into that roof. So whether it's the dual 15,000 BTU air conditioners with heat pumps, it could be your Winegard 2.0 range extender and also 4G LTE hotspot. It could be your skylights, could be your roof exhaust. Get up there multiple times a year, inspect your seals. Really, it's the cheapest preventative maintenance you could do on any motorhome. Now, really quickly, that Winegard 2.0 4G LTE hotspot and Wi-Fi range extender, that is a great feature for you because you can actually, through your cell provider or through Winegard, you can get a data package, and going down the road, this can be your mobile hotspot. Maybe you don't want to pay for that option. I totally understand that. That Wi-Fi range extender is incredible because you can be parked outside of your favorite coffee shop, or maybe a couple buildings down from your favorite coffee shop, or even at the campground a little bit away from the router so your signal is weaker. There's antennas inside of that Winegard 2.0 that grab the signal and intensify it and then send it into your coach so that you can have a very strong hotspot. So that's a wonderful feature for you to have. You have 200 watts of solar on the roof as well. And then also, as I already mentioned, that 15,000 BTU air conditioner front and back with a heat pump front and back. Great thing about that heat pump is on those cooler spring days or fall days, you're able to turn on that heat pump. It takes the edge out of the coolness of the coach. Also, there's a fireplace inside that adds BTUs as well. So in reality, on those bumper months of camping before it gets super cold and after it being super hot, you can turn those heat pumps on. You're conserving your propane, not having to turn on your propane furnace, and be able to run those heat pumps, which run off of either the 8,000 watt diesel generator or your 50 amp shore power. So those heat pumps are absolutely incredible that I think a lot of times folks underestimate the value of them. So let's spend a quick look at the rear. Let's do off campside next. Off campside, just a couple things I want to show you. First of all, new for this model year is a 60,000 BTU on-demand hot water heater. In the past, we'd use a 10-gallon gas electric. Folks, that 10-gallon gas electric was wonderful, but there again, from owner surveys that we send out, they had commented that they wanted to see some on-demand water heaters starting to be incorporated into our Accolade lineup. So this year, a 60,000 BTU on-demand hot water heater. Folks, that's a lot of BTUs. It's going to give you the hot water you need when you want it. Coming back, this is going to be our bay for the 8,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator. It is plumbed to your chassis tank, so that's where it's getting the diesel from. As I already mentioned, a 100-gallon fuel tank between the rails. Freightliner plumbs the fuel pickup line inside of their gas tank so that it only goes about 3/4 of the way down. So 3/4 of a tank, so 75 gallons, are available for this diesel generator. Your final quarter, or 25 gallons, is set aside for your chassis, just so if you're running this, it doesn't run you dry and you're left stranded somewhere. So great generator, able to power what you need when you're out camping. Diesel fuel, as I already mentioned, and it's diesel fuel only. Don't try gasoline, it doesn't run on that. Coming back, we do have our wet bay. Within this wet bay, you're gonna see multiple things here. First of all, you're gonna see our very easy to read layout as far as how do I put water in this thing, how do I winterize it, how do I not put water in it and just run water into my fixture. So it's all laid out here nicely. Outside shower, coax cable for cable hookup, and then down below we do have a macerator. All of our Accolades come with macerators. The great thing about macerators is that you can pump your waste. I believe it's 100 feet per Thetford, the macerator manufacturer, and at a 10-degree incline. So you're not having to use a stinky slinky on this, but rather you're able to evacuate your waste very quickly. So your black tank and your gray tank will go through that. So like I said, you can empty your tanks really in a fraction of the time compared to just a gravity empty. So coming back behind me, we do have our 50 amp shore power that is on a cord reel. You'll notice in the bottom of this, we have an access panel so you can run your power cord out, plug into your post, and then when you're done, just go ahead and hit your retract button and it'll go back in very nicely. Folks, a 50 amp cord reel is, I think, almost a necessity. Some of our lower trim level coaches will do a 50 amp detachable to make it easier to coil it up and then put it in. But even still, anytime you can get a cord reel, it definitely aids in that because that 50 amp cord is a heavy cord. More storage in here. This is still, like I said, pass through north and south and then also across the coach. And then as we come one more forward, you're going to notice that we do have our inverter in this area, and then also our pass-through continues both over the coach and up and down the coach. And then finally, we're coming forward to our last compartment. We have a slide-out battery tray. There are 4 batteries on that tray, and then also your chassis batteries are in there as well. So it's been a look at the off-camp side. Let's go inside this beautiful coach and check it out. So we are inside the 37K Accolade, and folks, as I said, this is a beautiful interior. Before we get going, as we start going through this coach, we do have currently 2 different wood colors. So this is going to be our non-farmhouse wood style. We also have farmhouse style, which is going to turn these into a white with a nice oil glaze on the edges, and then also a lighter color gray wood in your non-kitchen area. So we do have 2 interior woods, and then we also have 2 interior fabric color choices. So just to give you a heads up, you do have options with this. But as we're in the front of this coach, some things I want to point out, as I mentioned, behind me is that S2RV chassis by Freightliner with the incredible upgrades that they added, I believe it was 1.5 years ago. So this is now officially the S2RV Plus. They changed the dash, they changed shifting, they changed a few different things. So that is different. And then also you're going to notice that Sony infotainment system that I already mentioned on the outside, 10.2 inches, a wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, or you can plug in and connect as well. Behind me, the rear overhead bunk, or excuse me, front overhead bunk, it's rear to me, is rated at 750 pounds. As I mentioned, you have that power shade to block out the sun's heat and also the sun's rays. And then you're going to notice here, we call this a child safety net. Really, it's just a keep it up there net. That's probably the best general way of saying it. Whether folks are sleeping up there and you're just concerned that they might roll off in the middle of the night, or potentially you have longer items up there that you're storing in transit. Remember, this is rated at 750 pounds. This will keep most items up there. So I wanted to point that out to you. Also, this chassis does come with a windshield blackout shade. So it covers your windshield and also your side windows. That is behind me in the canvas bag. So I want to point that out to you. This is controlled with the Firefly whole house multiplex system. So we've partnered with Firefly. I've been here almost 9 years. We've been using Firefly since then, and then also before. We have a great relationship with them. Nice thing about this component is I can download an app to my smartphone and I can control all the interior while I'm sitting at the campfire. It's a Bluetooth connection. With that, I'm sitting out at the campfire, say Junior needs to use the restroom and it's totally dark inside. He's still at the age he's afraid of the dark. On my phone, I can choose the right lights to get him to the bathroom. After he comes out, I can shut all the lights off. So it is a whole house control on my phone and then also on this display as well. Coming inside the coach, we do have different wireless switches for that Firefly system so that wherever you are, you'll be able to access utilizing that so that you don't always have to come to the front of the coach or always don't have to use your cell phone on that. On the inside of this, what's new for this model year? That's a great question. We did change our wallboard. Our wallboard is a lighter color. It is an off-white with some gray cross-hatching in it. Feels a little bit more residential inside. We did change our vinyl plank flooring as well. And so it's really a facelift for this unit. You will notice as well that in this 37K and really all of our Accolades, we do have solid surface countertops with a pull-out faucet sprayer and then also single basin stainless steel farmhouse style sinks. Now, what's new for this year as well is we did change furniture manufacturers. So we switched to a different manufacturer. Folks, these are a little bit higher end. So our dinettes are now built out of house, and then also our furniture has always been built out of house, but we switched furniture suppliers to give a little bit better ergonomics as well as a better finished look. And so with that, these have all changed for this model year. This is a legless dinette. I know a great thing about this, and I will tell you, I love this. I love this legless dinette, is that I can slide all the way over to the window and I'm not banging my knee. Folks, as I get older, I feel a little bit more sensitive to pain. And so if I can avoid that, that is a great thing. So I can slide all the way over. There's not a crossbar going down that's a knee knocker. This also still turns into a bed. I simply lift up here on this end. It disengages the locking mechanism in the back, and then it pivots down, and then my cushions just slide together. So I can utilize this as a bed if I want. Now, beside me, as I mentioned on the outside, very residential looking windows. Now at home, you probably don't have integrated pleated shades. Totally fine, I get that. But at home, you have your windows trimmed out with wood. So no longer do we have valances. We made this change a year ago, and folks absolutely love the look of it. It's just kind of the icing on the cake for this coach. As we come over to the kitchen area, you will notice that we do have oversized doors and drawer fronts. The door and drawer fronts are definitely hardwood. These are, as you'll notice, these are soft closing. That's new for this model year. So our drawers and then also our doors are soft closing. So we've got a couple of hidden banks of drawers here, plenty of storage for you for all of your cooking needs. And then on top of it is an induction cooktop. Sometimes folks don't understand what an induction cooktop is. One of the nice things about this is if it's accidentally turned on, still using Junior, you know, that whole fire scenario outside, he's got to go to the restroom. Junior accidentally turns it on, he puts his hand on here, he's not going to burn himself. Junior accidentally turns it on, maybe some flyers from Yosemite because you were just there, land on this, he's not going to start the coach on fire. These are only activated by induction cooktop skillets and pans. So I think it's a great safety thing, and really it just requires different pots and pans for induction cooktops. But heats up water significantly quicker than what propane does. Overhead, we do have a residential size microwave. This residential size microwave is not just a microwave, but it's a convection microwave. So with this convection microwave, I can put a loaf of bread in there. and I can use the convection microwave aspect of it, and it will bake my loaf of bread. I think there again, this is something that a lot of folks don't understand. It's not just a microwave, but it's an oven as well. With this oven, you know, if we had a traditional RV oven here, as soon as I turn it on and it's summertime, it's emitting heat into the living area. This is not emitting that heat. Also, if we had an RV oven, you wouldn't be able to put your loaf of bread in there, or say your chicken that you want to roast, because there's just not enough room. With these larger convection microwave ovens, you can put large casseroles in, and really most food items as well. A 21 cubic foot residential refrigerator, this is standard. And so with this, you do have ice and water in the door. This is as large as what most of our refrigerators are at home. You know, a coach that's 39 feet 4 inches long, you're going to go on longer trips. It's not just a one-nighter at the local campgrounds, but longer trips. This refrigerator with a locking mechanism on the door definitely gives you the amount of food capacity that you need to be on those longer trips. You're not always stopping at the local grocery store. So let's spend a look at the front of the coach. Let's twirl around and look at the back. So we're in the back of the coach now. I already referenced the upgraded furniture for this model year. Same is true other model years. These oftentimes they will have power recliners in them. If it's a sofa, that is a rarity, but I will tell you theater seats always have a power recliner. So this sofa, because of the nature of it, we want to make sure that your ends are power recliners, your middle is a manual, and then there's also USB chargers in both sides. What I did not mention as we were in the front, we do have a seat belt in every seating position. So these are very nicely laid out. Clearly there's 3 here, 2 in the front facing dinette, 2 in the rear facing dinette. We are up to 7 at this point, 8, 9 driver passengers. So you can safely seatbelt 9 people in this coach. So really this is, whether it's you want to take a large family camping trip or just go to the races and have a good time, 9 people, seatbelts, plenty of room in this. Also in your forward facing dinettes, we do have child safety tethers. If we pivot over to the entertainment side of this coach, as I already mentioned on the outside, we have our electric fireplace. Electric fireplaces are nice because you can either turn the lights on to have some cool ambiance in here in the middle of the summer, or if it's on those bumper seasons, you can turn it on and actually have heat coming out of that. So that is a great feature. Overhead, we still have the 40-inch smart TV and then the JBL Aura soundbar. So we continued that premium JBL audio inside of the coach as well. From this, you can Bluetooth to your phone, you can play your television in it, and so you're going to get premium audio wherever you are inside of this coach. Coming back a little further, we do have a half bath in this coach, and really I believe that's one of the reasons why folks buy this floor plan. Also another great feature on this floor plan is the fact that your entertainment area feels truly like you're at home. Your sofa's right across from your television and you have your entertainment center. But this half bath is very nice from the standpoint of if you have guests over, they don't have to go back into your personal bathroom. Or if you're outside at the fire or you just got back kayaking, you've got to go pretty bad, this is a very convenient location as well. But a very nice medicine cabinet, overhead storage above the toilet, and then also storage below the sink. Come back into the bedroom. This bedroom is partially where the unit shines. We've got a wardrobe on the side that's closest to the front of the coach. This coach has been optioned with a stackable washer dryer. So with that, when we option a stackable washer dryer, you do lose your wardrobe on this side. But this is an option. I'll tell you, a lot of folks do option it this way. But even if by chance you don't want to option it this way, if it's a retail order from the dealership, or maybe there's one on a dealer's lot that doesn't have this, we always prep for that washer dryer to make it very easy for your dealership or even you to install. And so common question is, how do I know where a washer dryer is going to be in a coach, or even if a coach does have a washer dryer? Anywhere we put these louvered doors is prep for a washer dryer. So in this case, you'll notice louvered doors down below and up above. That means stackable. If it's only louvered doors in one section, that means a combo washer dryer. Foot of the bed, 32-inch smart TV with very nice storage behind it. A lot of folks will put oversized blankets in there, maybe some valuables. And then down below, we do have a nice area for you to put shaving bags, knickknacks, etc. And then also a nice window at the foot of the bed to be able to get some ventilation in this room, and then stacks of drawers down below. You'll notice the seating area here to be able to sit down, put your shoes on, potentially just sit down for a rest. This king size bed is a power bed. If you cannot tell, it's not always in this position, but it is a power bed so that one, when I bring the slide in, I have to have it in its up position, or two, it's the end of the day and say one person wants to read, one watch television, or two readers, two televisions, you fill in the blank with however this plays out. You're able to just get in a comfortable position and then just watch your television, or just read your book, or just lay there and talk and reminisce about the day. So you can put it in any position you would like. It's not just all the way up or all the way down. Both sides of the bed we have usable nightstands with wireless charging, and then also USB integrated into that wireless charging. Overhead, you will notice that we do have very nice storage area. It is passed through across, and then also dual spring hinged, and then a soft close mechanism there. Now, as I already mentioned, in this bedroom we do have a 15K with a heat pump, and these are both fully ducted. And so right now, if you look up, you'll be able to see that the quick dump is in the open position. Let's say your motorhome is warm and you didn't cool it down in time and it's bedtime. You can go ahead and open up those quick dumps and close your doors, and it will just put a lot of cold air into your bedroom so you're able to sleep. The front AC functions the same way as well, and they're also individually controlled. So if you're going down the road and you do not want to waste cold air back in this bedroom, you can close your bedroom door. You can turn this AC off and only run your front AC if you would like. The bathroom is a nice bathroom. It is a large shower. The specs of this shower are going to be in our on our Accolade web page. We have all of our specs there. New for this model year, we do have a shower stack and a shower miser. What's a shower miser? Great question. A shower miser is a water conservation accessory. So what that means is a lot of times if you're at home, the way my shower works is I will go ahead and turn on the shower and I won't get in. Why is that? Because I don't want to get cold water on me. I'm into cold plunges, but not when I want to shower. So I wait till that shower gets warm, I see the steam start coming, and then I get in my shower. A lot of times that is the way RVs function. Well, not on this unit. On this unit, I can open up my shower miser, and when I open up my shower miser, it diverts my water back into a holding tank through my hot water heater, back into the holding tank until my water gets hot. There's a blue disc on this unit. When it turns opaque white, it means my water is at temperature. At that point, I can get in, close my shower miser, and then that opens up the loop to go into the shower head, and then I have just conserved water. A lot of times it's as much as 2 or 3 gallons for the PEX lines to get purged with cold water, and then hot water goes in. So you're conserving water every time you shower. So I wanted to point that out. That's new for this model year. Nice size storage inside of this bathroom, this 37K bathroom, medicine cabinet with 3 usable shelves in it. And then there's also a nice linen closet with a lot of movable shelves, and then drawers down below, and then behind me a nice porcelain foot flush toilet. So a lot to love about this Entegra Coach Accolade. 37K, but then the whole lineup as well. So we've got some new things for this model year, as I already mentioned through this walkthrough. Get down to your local dealership, check out this unit. If you don't know who your local dealer is, go to our website, integracoach.com, and use our dealer locator function and put in your state or provincial code, and then put in the series that you're looking at, specifically the Accolade, and it'll tell you who your closest dealer is. Get down, get your hands on this, take it for a test drive, experience that Easy Drive Premium. I think you're gonna love this. If you don't have a local dealer that you can call and ask questions, and folks, I'll just take that argument right out of the play here. You do have a local dealer that you can ask questions, but let's say you want to talk to the factory. I get that some of you are like that. You just want to get the info from the horse's mouth. Call us here at the factory, and the receptionist will answer. Let us know what state or province you're from. Let us know that you're interested in the Accolade. And the key thing is ask to speak with a regional sales manager. We have regional sales managers employed here at Entegra Coach who know a lot about this product. Ask them any question you would like. If by chance you happen to stump them, I can tell you that they'll say, I don't know that answer, but let me get with engineering or let me get with production and I'll get that answer for you. Folks, we want you to make a smart decision in buying a motorhome. And I really think this Accolade, if you're looking for a Super C, is the smart decision. So again, Cory Weatherton, Director of Product Development, thanks for watching this video. Get down to your local dealer, check out this Accolade, take it for a drive, and on top of that, just take it home.